Andrew Almond, and I'm the owner of Bolt Motorcycles in East London. I rode down to the bike shed today on my Buell X1 Lightning. So I chose the X1 Buell because I'm 6'4" and I need a bike that's relatively big. It's quite a short, stubby bike, so we kind of stretched it out in the front, stretched it out in the back a little bit. I normally used to ride vintage bikes. The bike before this was a GT 850 Ambassador. And generally my taste was for more vintage bikes. But when I had a go on the Buell, it was such an aggressive, exciting ride. It was totally different, and I instantly loved it for that. But what I didn't like was the overall look of it. It had a plastic tank, had this really beautifully engineered aluminium base bit, but it was very 90s, very angular. And it didn't really suit the kind of riding that I wanted for the bike. I wanted to build something that was as adept for riding around the city as it was for doing long distances. And that's where I came about the idea of putting a fairing on it. I really wanted to be able to just take this bike and ride 1,000 miles into Europe, just be able to duck down, power out and just eat up the miles. So that was the real feeling behind the build. What we wanted to achieve with it was to take the big American muscle of the Harley-Davidson engine and then combine that with a sleek, more continental look, harking back to the cafe racers. That's why we've gone for the kind of aluminium, the strict back. We also wanted to thin the bike down, stretch it out, and the whole build was built around my geometry. So we measured where I wanted to be. That's why the fairing's quite big, because we measured the bars, where I would be sat, and how to ride under. So even if I'm not under the fairing, it will still throw it over me. So I bought the bike off a friend of mine, Nick Norton. He'd already done the top end, so it's now a 1300 Hammer top end. He'd put some new bits on with the oil. He always does really nice chunky aluminium parts. He put a Vance & Hines exhaust on the bottom, so it breathes a little bit louder now. And a radiator down the front. He had a lot of handmade bits up here that were done by Toshi from Buell 45. So the handlebar bracket, and I believe also the clock bracket. So when I got the bike, I wanted to work with Jake Robbins of Vintage Engineering down in Hastings. The idea was to really showcase fabrication, which is at the heart and soul of custom builds, and really just old school metalwork. So this is all done with a hammer and an English wheel. First we made the fairing. This was all done with, we made a wire and paper shell first, then we tried it for size, made the brackets, and then he made it out of 4 pieces of aluminium. We then made the custom tank. He did this really nice thing to kind of bring back to the 50s. Used to go on old buses that have these metal signs. So we did that for the Bolt logo. We made a new subframe for the back, and then he made this hand-shaped aluminium rear for it as well. Jake Robbins also did the upholstery on the seat. Once we got the basic form and the function of the bike, we wanted to showcase some of the skills in fabrication. So there's a lot of kind of art and craft detailing all around the front light and around the rear. We just thought we wanted to do something different, and we wanted to do something unique. With the sleek metal look of the bike, we didn't want anything to interfere with that. So we went for these motor gadget indicators on the front. The nice thing about this is if you have them on the handlebars, you don't have them on the rear and the front of the bike. They can be seen both ways. So what I love about the bike, it's really fast, it bites your wrist off. It's got that big Harley sound, but then it's tuned up. That's that distinctive Buell sound. It's a lot of fun. We've done a lot of miles on it. I took it actually with Canberra Dan. We drove it to Amsterdam last summer. That was a really good ride. It hates to be in London. It hates other traffic. It hates everything. It just wants to go fast. And when you get it out on the road, over 40 miles an hour, it's a lot of fun to ride. So I guess you want to hear it start up.